Hey guys, forgive the poor video quality and that smoke you see is coming from this. But I wanted to share with you something really amazing that just happened during a talk I gave on pornography here in South Carolina. I was invited to come and give a talk, 5 talks here in Charleston. I gave 3 talks yesterday, a talk the day before. It was actually really weird giving a talk to people in masks and who were social distancing, but it went really well. And well, I say it went really well, but it actually felt kind of awkward having to do it. You know what I mean? Like, you can't read people's facial expressions as I'm up there telling them about the problem of pornography and how to be free of it and these sorts of things. All right, something really awful, before we get into something amazing, something really awful happened yesterday late afternoon. My wife got into a pretty bad car accident, and she's okay, thank God, and the children are okay, thank God, but she's in a lot of pain. She was rushed to the hospital in the by ambulance to the emergency room, and yeah, she's on pain drugs and muscle relaxers. And of course, the first thing I wanted to do is I rush home and be with her, but it's like a 5.5 hour drive, and I drove here. So I thought to myself, okay, I'll give the talk to parents last night about how to help their children be free of porn, and then I'll just, drive home right after. And she's okay, thank God. But it was cool. At the end of the night, she said to me, "Don't drive home. We don't need 2 parents in the hospital. It won't be good for the kids, so stay there." So I went to bed and I woke up at 4 in the morning, just randomly, and I got a text from her, and she said to be sure that I stayed here and gave these 2 talks that I was scheduled to give this morning. And I knew that these 2 talks were going to be powerful because my wife said that she was offering all of her suffering up for these talks. And something like you should probably know about me, whenever I go and give presentations specifically on this issue of pornography, something bad usually happens to my family. I've been doing this for 10 years, and so it's gotten to the point when wherever I leave, we're just sort of waiting for it, and it's usually pretty bad. I haven't traveled and given a talk to a high school since March, so we suspected that this was spiritual warfare. And so I woke up at 4, I got a text from her saying she was offering up her suffering, because she's an amazing woman. To quote Jason Everett, "I will be serving her drinks in heaven." And so I went to adoration for an hour, and I just said, "Lord, I trust that you are going to do beautiful things today. You are going to convert hearts and souls, and I thank you that you're going to use a knuckle-headed Australian like myself to bring that about. You won't even let someone like me get in the way." So in adoration, and I just said to the teachers, I said, the Lord is going to work powerfully, conversions will happen, people's lives will be transformed, and it'll have nothing to do with the package through which it's coming through. And the talks were absolutely outstanding. Gave a talk to the juniors, and it was just so well received, I mean, teens' lives are so steeped in pornography, and just to be able to get up and talk about the reality behind the fantasy of pornography and why God the Father loves them and wants to save them from that stuff, Anyway, then I gave this talk to the seniors, and it went really well. I mean, they were really trucking along with me the whole time. They were laughing when I was telling jokes, and you could tell they were getting serious when I was getting serious. And during the end, I always say, like, time for Q&A, and let us know if you have any questions. And sometimes it's a bit awkward. I just stand there through the awkwardness and say, I can do this all bloody day. I've got some really good questions, like intelligent kids, Anyway, then something amazing happened that actually hasn't happened in the 10 years I've been speaking on this topic. One of the kids, senior, he raised his hand and he said, "I just want to thank you for coming today because I've been struggling with porn addiction for a long time now, and your talk gave me so much hope, and I just want to thank you." Now, when he said that, I just thought, wow, this bloke's got a lot of courage, and I hope as he's talking, I'm thinking, I hope everyone receives this well. And the entire senior class started applauding him. And I have never seen anything like that before. To have a bloke stand up, be humble, and to be transparent and vulnerable, and have people celebrate that was just something else. And I said to him, what you just did was something incredibly masculine, because boys make excuses for their bad behavior. Men decide to change, and that's what you just did there. So it was incredible. So I would just ask if you don't mind saying a prayer for that young bloke and all the kids in the class. I'm about to head back to be at home with my wife. Thankfully, we've got a lot of great friends that are there right now. I got one more meeting, and then I'll be heading right home. But please pray for her. She's just an incredible woman. My wife. I know people often say that about their own wives, but my wife is bloody like a hero trooper. I mean, she really is struggling to kind of get out of bed without the pain medicine. So your prayers mean a lot to us, and thanks to everybody who's kind of texted and stuff like that. And yeah, glory to Jesus Christ. May he bless all those who are trying to be free of porn. All right, God bless y'all.